Any questions?
No. Not for me.
Yes? Yes?
I don't get it.
What exactly don't you get?
It turns from a building into a robot, right?
Precisely.
Well, what's fun about that?
Well, if you had read your industry breakdown, you would see that our success in the action figure area has climbed from 27% to 45% in the last 2 years. There, that might help.
Oh.
Yes.
I still don't get it.
What?
What don't you get, Judge?
Well, there's a million robots that turn into something. And this is a building that turns into a robot. So what's fun about playing with a building? That's not any fun.
This is a skyscraper.
Well, couldn't it be like a robot that turns into something like a bug or something?
A bug?
Yeah. Like a big prehistoric insect with maybe like giant claws that could pick up a car and crush it like that.
A prehistoric transformer?
Interesting.
Gentlemen,
So the robot turns into a bug.
Gentlemen,
Listen
listen, if you
to him.
would just...
He's got a very good idea here. The robot turns into a bug.
This is a great idea.
Someone's a water bug, maybe?
Different sizes and things. And,
Susan,
and
we could do
Scorpion.
ladybugs.
You could have him wreck buildings.
Transformers for girls.
A building is an earth, a bug, it moves.
Yeah.
It's got all kinds of possibilities.
This doesn't just happen. This guy this doesn't happen. He doesn't just come to a meeting and say bugs.
Ants and stuff. And
Well done, Judge. Well done.
And away we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of All Up in Your Geek, the best hour of your week.
You're welcome.
And with me, as always,
Money here. Live. Tape delay. The Goobliet.
And this is your favorite muchacho lubing up ninja bitch mode.
and this is Lou, aka Puerto Rican Judo, coming to you from the All Up in Your Geek studio. And with that, it's Geek Up time, guys.
Saddle up your horses.
So, we got some emails.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna will.
Straight to the sack.
Yeah, baby.
What up, guys? I can't believe what I heard on your episode about controller mapping shortcuts. I've never met anybody in my entire life who thought they were anything but the best. Money, I love your energy, but I have to call bullshit where I see it. You would do the same. I have no doubt in my mind that when you play your fighter of choice, you use the button mapping shortcuts just like the rest of the world does. To then crap all over Puerto Rican Judo for doing the same is a double standard, and you should be made to answer for this. I still love you guys and appreciate you giving me the best hour of my week every week, but fair is fair. Signed, Mapping My Life Away.
That's a great name.
Mapping. Yeah, well mapping. The joke's on you, clown, because I don't have a fighter of choice.
That's right. I was just going to say.
when
he doesn't play fighting games.
When Mr. Mapping said, when you play your fighter of choice, I'm like, ha.
That's right.
No, he doesn't play fighters.
Yeah, and Bob can attest to this because Bob was a part of the only fighter I ever played. I did not use any button mapping shortcuts for Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore.
Right.
And I wasn't better than Bob. But I do have that one night.
Right.
No, but look, I stick by my original comments. I think it's cheating. I think it's bullshit. I think it's a shortcut. I think it's cutting corners. It's just not necessary. The button inputs for a fighting game move are three to five buttons, 3 to 5 directional pad movements. And then an A or a B or an X or a Y or an R1. You don't need a shortcut for that. It is already shortcutted for you. So
how is it already shortcutted for you?
Because, dude, to press right and then circle back around to left is easy. It's quick.
No, I'm not saying that it's not easy, but that's not a shortcut for you.
But it is. It is a shortcut. Forward, square. You don't need a shortcut for that.
No,
you don't need
for forward, square. You don't. That's not what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain games that have button configurations where if you're playing on a controller, it might be difficult to swing your thumb over to the other side or switch because the buttons are so close together. And for something like that, it can be helpful. For doing just a regular like fireball or forward dash to forward to dash, no, I don't have buttons to dash either. I just hit forward or back because you're right, it is easy. But there's some motions that could be beneficial. And shortcut, I'll take it. Lazy, I'll take that too. But if it fucking helps.
See, this is because like that was specific for like Smash Brothers, and this is where me being a Smash Brothers noob doesn't help, because I think what that was trying to eliminate was more of the right analog stick movements, not your left analog where you're moving around, but more the other smash move and short hop moves that are mapped to that second analog stick, via direction plus button press. And I guess it could be something. Maybe I'm speculating that maybe it's not as precise, or if you're using a crab grip, perhaps it's just becomes like a thumb twister, where if you just had it at one button, you won't have to fuck around with that right stick. Is my theory. But again, I'm not a Smash Brothers expert, so I can't really give you the definitive answer.
I don't know. I'm not really that familiar with this crab grip and how it's more difficult or easier to do certain movements or combos or thrombos or moves or this or that. I don't quite understand. But I will say that when you're learning a game and you're figuring out what controller grip is best for you, those are all factors that need to be considered, and just mapping it to a one-button shortcut or a hotkey or whatever we're calling it, I don't think that's a reasonable solution. That, to me, is like pussy bullshit.
Yeah.
So, look, I get it. I don't play Smash Brothers, so maybe I'm not the best person in the world to comment on this, but of what I know of gaming, are those things allowed in tournaments? I would think they're not.
Probably not. If I had to guess, that controller, if it was developed or whatever, I'm sure it would have been banned in a tournament.
Right. So I kind of go by those rules. Like, if it's not allowed to be used in a tournament, there's a reason why.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. So,
fine. You want to do it? Okay. You want it to be part of your gaming experience? That's fine. That's your choice. But I don't. I think it's bullshit, and I think it's making the playing field uneven because you don't know who's using it in your online matches.
Yeah.
And then you get down to the, if they're doing it, I should be doing it just to make the playing field level.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, like, I almost feel like, why are you even competing? If all we're doing is trying to cut corners and see who can cut corners the best, which is what online gaming has become, and why even play?
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I would agree with that.
So I get it. To each their own. And I'm okay with that. But it's just not for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's ultimately fair.
So no button configuration whatsoever is allowed in any fighting game tournament at all?
I mean, I can't speak 100%, but from what I know is, like, when you roll up to the tournament, I mean, at least this was like for Evo, I think, you plug in your stick and, like, that's it. Like, you don't go to the options. Like, you don't say, oh, wait a minute, can I have a couple minutes? No, like, you plug in and you play in it. And if you, like, are fucking around or if you're taking too much time, they're like, you're done.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, there's pretty much at least back in the day when I would play, there was a no bullshit policy. It was just pick up the controller and play, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't even get to bring your own shit, or it was just play as is.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no
Well, I know for the fighting game ones, you know, you can roll up, you know, if you had your own gamepad or if you had your own stick, but you know, you plug it in and that's it. And if you're having trouble or if it's not working, it's bye.
Right. Exactly. There's no do-over.
I guess from a actual competitive standpoint, I could understand that. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it would be the equivalent of, you know, performance-enhancing drugs in a sport. You know, like, yeah, it helps, but it doesn't even the playing field. So, you know, maybe using button configurations when you're playing at home, practicing or with your boys or whatever, you can do that. But if you're trying to make some money,
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's always just kind of been something I didn't consider. So, and because I don't play fighting games, it never really comes up for me.
Right.
Speaking of fighting games, one, happy Father's Day, guys.
Oh, yes, happy Father's Day, sir.
And two, the kids got me Mortal Kombat 11 for Father's Day.
Nice.
It's fucking awesome. I love it.
Awesome.
No, it was really good. It's funny you say that, Luke, because I bought it a little while ago, but I finally downloaded
I remember.
it and installed it. Yeah. Yes, you know. No, but I finished
outfit.
Yes. No, but what I was going to say was I played through the whole story mode and it was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it.
It is a good story mode. I will say that. Did you get the DLC, the Aftermath?
No, not yet. It's a little pricey right now. I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale or something and then get it.
You know, I thought I was gonna do the same thing, but I had some credit that needed to get used, so I only paid like $5 or $6 for it.
Oh yeah, for that price, totally.
And let me tell you something, fucking RoboCop, badass.
Yeah, I fought against him because like you can't, you know, you don't have to pay to fight against him, and I fought against him, and yeah, he looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was awesome. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Mapping, for your email. We appreciate it, and I'm with you. Just, you know, don't go try to win some money and use those buttons. They kick you out. Oh, man. All right, guys. I got some big news.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Lay it on
Super
'em.
huge. We're going to cover day 2 and 3 of Summer of Gaming.
Yes.
Can you feel it?
Cricket.
Yo, I gotta get something in my car. Just keep going. Keep going. Just wait for me. Just go.
Oh, man, something came up. I was supposed to wash my hair tonight.
You can take your phone with you. Money's in his car.
No, there's something wrong with my phone. It's got to stay here. It'll mess up the Zoom.
You know, I have to say that looking at days 2 and 3, I'm kind of losing focus of what the hell is going on. What's going on here? I don't know if this is a legitimate E3 replacement, because E3 gives you a lot of stuff, but it seems like a lot of pointed stuff. This is just all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there doesn't seem to really be any big news yet, other than the PlayStation 5, unless I'm missing something.
Right.
You are missing something, Lou, because they just announced Crash Bandicoot 4, and if you pre-order at GameStop, you get an Hourglass pre-order bonus.
It's about time.
It's totally worth it. Stop what you're doing right now. Stop listening to this podcast. Go to GameStop. Pre-order Crash Bandicoot 4 to get your commemorative Hourglass.
It's about time.
Yes, which is also the name of the game.
So, I mean, I guess we can look. I know I sent you guys the links, and we looked at a lot of the day 2 and day 3 games. I guess how do you want to just go around and talk about ones that stood out? Because most of them, like even the videos that I watched, like it was either some gameplay with some video, all video,
right,
or an interview while something was running in the background, and it was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I kind of got the same impression. It was sort of all over the place. But, I mean, I guess they're doing the best they can do with this new quote-unquote format. But it's kind of as you would expect. It's just like a whole bunch of announcements of games thrown in together at once. They're all at different stages of development. So like you said, some you're getting actual gameplay, others you're just getting pre-rendered movies, others you're getting interviews with nothing going on. So I don't know. I mean, I guess for what it is, it's fine because it hasn't taken any of my time up. But, I mean, I think I went through all the stuff that you had sent us. There were 10 games that interested me enough to read about and further research, watch the quote-unquote movie, whether that meant gameplay or not. But some of the stuff that interested me, I mean, I'll just throw it out there and you guys can tell me what you thought. Or I think it was called Iron Oath, sort of a RPG.
Yep.
Looked interesting to me. I'm not quite sure. It was very, very strategic, even for that genre. In that, some of them, they were placing, torches, or one guy would go and he would put something down on his turn, and then somebody else would get hit and knocked into that in another turn. So it was deep.
I saw that also, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be interesting." Let me read the description, and it said tactical RPG, and I was like, "Nah, never mind."
Next,
and I'm not sure in watching it because I'm into that sort of thing, but I'm not sure if it's just too much. But it interested me nevertheless, so I'll follow it. I'll possibly get it when it comes out. I'll have to see, but it's one of those games where it's like, do we really need a PlayStation 5 or the next generation Xbox to play this when we could be playing this on our PlayStation 1?
I don't.
Yes, we need the mega power from the PS5. It's the only thing that can handle the tacticalness, the grids.
I don't disagree, and as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think that might have been one of the games that is a current gen. I don't think that's a next gen.
Oh, is it? Okay,
so there were a lot that were only being advertised for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and maybe mobile. I don't know. I doubt this is a mobile, but I'm just saying I didn't see a lot of next gen announcements, and even some of these release dates are like 3 months from now up to the end of 2022. It's like, really? We're talking about 2022?
Right. Yeah. Well, look, I don't know what it was for. Unfortunately, the websites that I was looking at didn't mention it being a current gen, but even if that's the case, I mean, it still interests me, and I'll still follow it, and I'll still probably buy it and play it. But again, I'm not sure it's PlayStation 5 necessary, worthy, whatever term you want to use. The Phantasy Star Online 2 stuff intrigued me, but again, it's just a fucking pre-rendered movie. It's like nothing. It's like, why even give us this?
Yeah, man, I'm super excited about it. But I don't recall if they even put a date there. Did they put a date?
I did not see one. No.
Yeah, like I know I've seen that it's already in. I think it's in the Xbox store, if I remember correctly. I thought I came across it. Yes, but I haven't been able to see if it's just something as a coming soon or available now.
Right.
But I'm super psyched about it, and I didn't see any date on that video that I watched.
Right. Yeah, no, there was. On the video that I saw, there was not. Bob, did you have any input on the Phantasy Star Online 2 stuff?
Well, yeah, Derek, because I fucking covered the whole thing episodes ago. So maybe you should go back and listen. Well, that is true, but it's definitely cool. And the thing is that game it's actually an older game. It's been over in Japan, on the PC for a long time, but they're now finally bringing it over here. And, a lot of people are excited about it. And I mean, if I played MMOs, I would be stoked, but I don't. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to see it, but I don't think it's something that I'd probably jump on, because I'm really more into like a single player kind of experience.
Right.
I don't have any friends.
Well, moving on. Did you guys see that Lucifer Within Us?
I did.
It looked pretty badass.
That did look pretty badass.
So for those of you who don't know, it's non-linear story, puzzle solving, very story heavy, mysteries.
Yeah, I was thinking, I definitely thought that was up your alley when I saw that.
Yeah, I believe, I don't want to speak on which I don't know, but is it out? It might be out. I see it here on Steam. And I don't see, here we go, release day. It does not have one. So, it says release date, when the demons need to be purged.
That's clever.
Yeah, right. So I guess it's not out, but they do have quite a bit of, looks like gameplay. Yeah, this looks next generation. This I could buy being a PlayStation 5 or whatever that stupid Xbox is going to be fucking called.
Series X.
There you go. So that looked interesting to me.
Did you said Lucifer or Devil?
No, I see Lucifer Within Us is what I had written down. And I see it. Yeah, no, it's called Lucifer Within Us.
Then I was thinking Little Devil Inside. That's what I was thinking.
Well, that interested me as well, but I believe we covered that.
Yeah.
There was also another game called Blue Fire, which is sort of from what I can tell, it looks like a 3D RPE, which is right up my alley. And again, you couldn't get too much from what they had prepared to give you. You know, so you could read a little bit about the games and watch the 1 to 2 minute movie that they gave you, but most of the time that was not gameplay, and I didn't have anything written down here about the gameplay. There was this Amazon MMO called New World that I'm super interested in.
That one looked kind of interesting. You know, there was that one, and then another one that was, I don't know if you saw it, Star Renegades, which was like a pixel-based RPG.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that one. Yeah, Lou, that one looked very, very cool to me.
The minute I saw that, I thought that was right up both of your guys' alley because it's got that real old school feel to it, and then it's also got cross generation battles. Which is a pretty interesting concept.
Right.
No, definitely. No, that one stood out when I saw it. I mean, there's kind of a lot of those like new kind of retro looking RPGs, but that one still kind of stood out to me, and it looked very cool what they were doing with the art style. And then because it was sort of sci-fi, kind of stands out to me as well, because we usually get the medieval fantasy RPGs and not that as many sci-fi ones. So that one I was definitely had my eye on. I would be super stoked to check that out.
Yeah, there was another MMO. What was it called? Core Punk. It looks like a throwback, and I was always into the MMOs growing up. I don't know if I could devote enough time to them anymore, having a family, and especially with this stupid virus in their home all the time, which means I get zero time to myself.
It's very true.
But both of those MMOs, New World and Core Punk, piqued my interest and would be something that I would be interested in. But again, with the amount of content that they were giving us, it's hard to really know.
Yeah, I don't feel they gave quite enough. I thought one of those games had an interview behind it, and I thought that was one of the few interviews where, the guy being interviewed was okay, and presented the game well and the basis of the game well. But I kind of felt like the interview was going on because they didn't have that much to show.
Yeah.
So I was, it was an interesting looking game, but I'm just like, you got to give me more than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was another RPE, 3D RPE called Recompile.
Yeah. I was just going to say that, Derek. Yeah. That one looked really awesome.
Yeah.
Basically like kind of what a 3D Metroid like should have been.
Right.
I was totally getting that vibe, and I was very interested. Like I kind of wanted to play that one the minute I saw it.
Me too. That was definitely, I put that in capitals here. There was also the sequel to 20XX.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. Yeah, the 30XX. Yeah, that should be cool.
Yeah. But again, do we need a next generation console for that?
Yes.
I'm not sure that we do.
PS5 does what Nintendo don't.
And the last thing that I had written down was an RPG, sort of an unorthodox RPG. It was called Knuckle Sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was almost like a Earthbound kind of one.
Yes, it looked fun. I'm not sure that it's going to be, again, the next generation experience that's going to rock our worlds.
I totally disagree. I 100%, with all of my fiber in being, disagree. When you see the screenshots of that game, you know that it's pushing the PS5 to the outer limits of what is humanly possible on a console.
Bob, I wouldn't be surprised if they were releasing that for a Game Boy Color only.
I know, right?
But honestly, I feel like our covering of this summer of games is sort of a microcosm of the event itself, in that we're kind of all over the place. You know, we're picking things out. This was interesting. This looked cool.
Right.
This sounded cool. But it was so hard. There was no blueprint that they followed. You know,
No.
it was like,
It was very willy-nilly with everything.
it was like, just tell us what you got on the horizon. You don't need a date. You don't need gameplay. You don't even really need to tell us what the game's about.
Right.
Yeah. Like the thing is I'm looking at this through the eyes of trying to find something to really dig into and discuss. But
Right.
when you get to the end of the list of the things that were announced at the end of each day, and you go back to watch the interviews and watch the videos, you're left scratching your head like, really?
Right. It's almost like there are more questions after.
Like, you know, I'm gonna read you a couple of titles that I saw that I was like, really? Like this
Okay.
this is my, are you kidding me? This is what we're having a whole month worth of gaming for? Nickelodeon Kart Racer Z Grand Prix.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? That's the whole reason I watched for 4 days. I wanted Nickelodeon Kart Racer 2 coverage, more coverage, please.
They're talking about a battle royale game using magic called Spellbreak.
I saw that.
I don't know, man. Did you watch? Did
Yeah,
you see the
I
video?
mean,
No.
yeah, isn't that look like a Overwatch clone or something?
No,
it looked very generic to me.
It looked like they were trying to pull off Fortnite, but
Yeah.
with magic. And it's like, nah, man, how are you shooting magic? Like, it didn't jive when I was hearing it. They introduced it, like literally, when they introduced it, the person who was introducing the title said, "This is Spellbreak, a magic-infused battle royale." And I'm like, what? What do you mean magic-infused? Are the guns
it's
magical?
infused, all right. With no lube.
But is it really any more ridiculous than Fortnite?
This actually looked a lot more ridiculous than Fortnite, and maybe I'm biased because I started getting into it with my kids, and you know, we're playing through it, playing through one of the battle passes and the seasons and stuff like that. So I've grown fond of it.
Okay.
It's still not a game that I would play, but I do enjoy the bonding experience with the kids.
Sure.
So this did not look like anything that my kids would play.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, Fortnite's pretty fucking stupid. So use Fortnite with magic.
How about Blanco's Block Party?
Sí, muy bien.
It's a Little Big Planet clone.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I love Little Big Planet.
So did I, but this did not look like, I don't know. They didn't even really I only watched like the first minute or two of the video, and it looked more like videos as opposed to gameplay. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, they lost me after that.
Mm-hmm.
And now this was the crowning piece of day 2 that I wanted to, and I wrote this down specifically because, well, it took me 10 minutes to write first because I was laughing so hard.
Crab fight?
No, it's not Crab Fight. This is called Bravery Network Online.
Yes,
Wait, let me read the description.
Please do.
a competition RPG with Pokemon-like battle systems. The Pokemon, however, are replaced with fashionable residents of a post-apocalyptic Toronto.
What's the problem?
What the fuck does that even mean?
I already pre-ordered it.
Yo, and then I said, you know what? I gotta watch. I gotta watch a little bit of this to see. It's literally instead of Pokemon, you have people and you're switching their outfits. It's like a fashion thing.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, I guess there are people who could be interested in that. I don't quite know what else to say about it.
But what does Toronto have to do with anything?
I don't know.
That's where shit goes down.
I could never turn my back,
Lou. Shit goes down in Toronto.
I'm thinking maybe I missed something because the T in Toronto, if I remember correctly, wasn't capitalized. So I don't know if Toronto means something else.
Oh, I don't know.
I looked it up and I only found Toronto in Canada. So, I don't know.
Right?
This was definitely left field. But
Is that where the kids go to have a good time these days? Toronto with a little T?
that must be where they go because I was at a loss for words. You know, the kart racers thing I poke fun at, but I've heard that the Nickelodeon Kart Racers was not a terrible game when it first came out. Is it a Mario Kart competitor? In my opinion, no. Because I love Mario Kart, but what the
I don't
fuck?
know much to say about it. I mean, other than, are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I know you're serious, but are they serious?
I'm pretty sure that they were serious. And then, from day 3, Bob, do you still play Guilty Gear?
Well, not really. I mean, I've really never really played Guilty Gear. Like I know of it. I have part 2 and a couple others, but and from time to time, I played a couple other people, but I never really got into it as much as other fighters. So I can't really say that. I saw that they had a new thing for the Guilty Gear, but I was like, okay, because I don't know. That's the problem right now. There's so many fighters. It's a little bit oversaturated. So I have to be really specific with what I focus on. So I was just like, okay, great, Guilty Gear, but yeah.
Because they announced a new character for Guilty Gear Strive. It was
oh right, I saw that.
Ramethor Valentine or Ramethor Valentine.
Yeah, ram it all right.
So now we're announcing
Ramethor Valentine.
We're announcing characters now, and then all the other games were like Warhammer 40,000 mechanics. It's just not my my cup of tea. But the one thing that, just like with that Pokemon fashion dressing game from day 2, day 3, they announced that they were doing Skater 3 XL. You remember the Skater series?
Nope.
Well, no. Is that? I think that's a new Skater game. It's just like Skater XL.
I remember Skater Die for the NES.
That was great.
From what I understand,
it had a 3. So I thought it was the third installment of the previous series.
I mean, you could be right, but I think that's like a newer skateboarding franchise, I think.
Well, here's the thing that kind of bugged me about it. We already know that there's a Tony Hawk remake coming, right?
Yeah.
And the first 2 Tony Hawk games, we've said before, were some of the best skating games made during that time in the PlayStation era, right?
Yeah.
This fucking Skater game, I watched the video, the 8 minutes or 12, however many minutes there were. It looked like shit.
Yeah. Yes.
It was the worst looking.
Right.
You guys know.
It's like PS1 graphics. I know.
Yeah. You guys know that I'm pretty even keel about a lot of things, but watching this fucking video pissed me off. Because I'm like, first of all, the skateboard doesn't even look like it's touching the ground. It looks like it's floating a few inches above the ground. The motions
That's the Back to the Future 2 DLC.
Yeah, exactly. The motions didn't look real. The skaters didn't look real. The collisions didn't look real. The concrete didn't have any texture to it. Now, I don't know if this is just like a raw beta version that they were showing, but literally it could have been a PlayStation 1 game or a fucking GameCube game. Like that's how bad it looked.
Yes.
Speaking
Right.
of
No,
not
I noticed the same thing. At first I thought I was like, well, maybe that's what they were going for, like a like a retro look.
The fucking demo glitched.
Yeah,
the guy was doing
it looked
money.
No, but I noticed all the same shit you did, where he's doing like the jumps and stuff, and like it's all floaty and like nothing looks like it's connecting.
The guy was doing a jump, and when he landed on the he was supposed to land, but he fell through the map.
What's the problem? It's an advanced trick, Lou. But then during the video they showed some close up of the they were showing all the skaters because I got pro skaters I think in there, and they were showing the faces, and I'm like okay, is this WWF Attitude on like the PS1, like the way that the face is just stuck on? It was bad. It was really bad. I agree. It looked like shit.
I want to pretend this whole Summer of Games thing is not real and didn't happen and is just a figment of our imagination and will go away.
I'm hoping that there is something that's coming to this thing that is like, okay, now I have a PS4 game to look forward to, an Xbox game to look forward to, a Ubisoft game, a fucking Bethesda game, anything.
Yeah.
And the problem that I think that's going on is that a lot of these companies are doing their own individual things later on. Like I know Microsoft is doing something in July. So I don't know if they're going to announce anything during the summer of gaming. As a matter of fact, the only thing that I've heard from Microsoft come out of the summer of gaming was an explanation of their smart delivery system. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember if I mentioned that or not, but it's literally you buy a game for the Xbox One X right now. And if you buy an Xbox Series X and they upgrade it, you can upgrade to that for free. That's it. You don't have to rebuy the game for the system. You get the pack that updates the game you have, so you have the most recent version of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I think for like you, Lou. Sorry, I just cut you off, D-Money. No. I think for Lou, I think that makes perfect sense because you're an Xbox guy and you got all the Xboxes, so that's perfect. For you, that's
Yeah, I think
sold.
That's a huge selling point for me because, I do have a lot of digital games on my Xbox, and it's good to know that if they upgrade them, and it's conditional if they upgrade them, that I'll have the most recent shit. I don't have to buy. Let me give you like Rainbow Six Siege, right? I don't have to buy Rainbow Six Siege Xbox Series X edition. I can just play the shit I have and get the pack for free, and now I can just keep playing the same game with the updated graphics.
But I will say, Lou, you don't have to buy Rainbow Six.
It's too late, buddy. I bought it already.
You don't have to. You can spare yourself the misery.
So I thought that was pretty cool because I am an Xbox guy, but there's not been anything that I've looked at that has really got me in anticipation for the third and fourth quarter, that they haven't announced already. Like right before all of this, we knew that a new Assassin's Creed was coming, and I'm looking forward to that, even though I haven't finished the other two. We knew that Last of Us Part 2 was coming, and it's out now. It came out last week. So, we know Ghost of Tsushima is coming. We know that there's a lot of stuff coming, but there's not been a lot of coverage of this. And the Sony ones, I give a pass because Sony did their own thing. But this doesn't seem like anything E3 to me. And maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe I'm comparing it and it's coming up short.
Right. Yeah, that's probably true.
Because E3 for me, like last year, we covered E3 last year and we were kind of all like, meh. But there were at least 4 or 5 games that I was looking forward to. Right now, I don't have any.
Well, but that's because we were including it within the pantheon of what E3 was.
Right.
And like you said, that's the same problem that we're having right now is we're including it within that same pantheon when it shouldn't be. The Summer of Games is not E3 and should not be compared to E3.
Well, I wanted videos of a bunch of tools sitting in front of their webcams spewing nonsense. And the Summer of Games delivered. Every single video was introduced by some tool in front of their webcam spewing nonsense. And I got it in spades. So I am totally satisfied with my experience.
Yeah, some of those intros are, I mean, listen, we're here and we do a podcast every week and, you know, we present shit and sometimes, yeah, I mean, we get through everything and sometimes we have difficulty getting through something and we listen back and we're like, ugh. You know, and we know, but for the most part, we kind of feed off of each other and we try to put energy into what we're doing. And this just didn't feel like it had that energy.
Yeah, spoiler alert, this is going to be one of those episodes.
Right, exactly. Turn it off now, folks.
That's kind of why I said it. I was planting the seed so that people understand we're trying to make something out of this.
I am literally phoning it in at this very moment.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to have some backup material for next week because this is not going as I anticipated. I thought I was gonna have tons of games and dropping tons of bombs, and the two biggest things that I've come out with so far are these nuts.
Well, what about the Forgotten City? That was the mod for Skyrim. I thought of money.
No, let's not get into that.
Now, not only do you have Skyrim, you have a mod of Skyrim where you just walk around the city with a flashlight. I mean, it's perfect, D-Money. You need to pre-order this immediately.
Oh, no. That game is long gone and dead as far as I'm concerned. And we should really just move on. However, you did bring up Fortnite, Lou.
Yes.
And I wanted to know what you gentlemen thought or if you were even aware of this Fortnite movie night coming up.
Of this what? I didn't hear you.
Fortnite movie night.
What? No, I'm not.
No, you didn't. Okay, well, let me clue you in.
Fill me in.
Yes, Fortnite is holding its first movie night this Friday. They are showing 3 Christopher Nolan films in full. I guess through their game? I don't know.
Yeah. That's my question.
Yeah, I mean, cinemas may be set to reopen in England, but Fortnite is screening Christopher Nolan classics in-game this weekend for you to enjoy at home.
So,
hold on. The 3 titles were, I know one was Inception, and to be honest, the other 2 that I had not heard of. Although, Bob, I'm sure you'd know them.
Yeah.
So, let's see. It says, Fortnite's official announcement. Get ready for movie night at Party Royale. This Friday, June 26th, grab some popcorn and catch one of 3 full-length Christopher Nolan feature films, depending on your region. Check out the showtimes and what's playing in your country here.
Interesting.
So Google that shit because I'm outside of my internet range.
Well, it looks like
glad you did the research, D-Money.
Yeah, right. It looks like in United Kingdom they're going to be showing The Prestige. That's a pretty good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
And in the U.S., we get Inception.
Mm-hmm.
Which
yeah.
I don't know if that's a kids movie. Well,
no,
elsewhere, in other places are going to get Batman Begins.
Oh,
I was gonna say. I said something's got to be Batman.
Yeah, there's no way they can't not do Batman.
Right. I mean, shit, he made 3 of them.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But my question is like, so like I'm logging in game and
Right.
I'm like running to like a drive-in theater,
Yes.
like quote unquote theater in game, and I'm just parking my guy to where I can see the screen and I'm watching like.
And
I mean, it's a cool idea, but like, isn't that a shitty way to watch the movie?
Yes, it is. And that's what I was going to say was I was super complimentary over their concert thing that they did. I don't even know who that was.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, there you go. I was super complimentary of it. I thought it was a cool, progressive idea, and I think this isn't. You have other formats of media to watch these movies on. And it just doesn't sound like a cool progressive idea. It sounds like too much.
Well, it's probably not going to change your opinion. However, if you are in game to watch a movie with your friends, right? You can't go to a movie theater now with a group of people. So instead of going with your friends to the movies with your crew that you're playing Fortnite with, you guys go in and go to wherever they're showing this movie, and you guys can enjoy this movie together while you got your headphones on and eating popcorn and drinking a beer or whatever and bugging out. And then once you're done, hey, let's play some fucking Fortnite. All right, great. That's about the only way that I can explain it that makes any sense. But, I mean, to that point, you could still just watch the movie with the people in your house and then go play Fortnite.
Right. I don't know.
I think it should be going on at the same time. I think you should be playing Fortnite, and when you look up to the sky is the movie, is the Inception, and it's all happening at the same time.
I had come up with an idea, I guess similar to this when we were talking about E3. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, where I said, why not just drop little clips of games premiering or information coming from developers or companies. And that would be cool. But in my head, that idea was sort of like drop a 30-second clip or drop a 90-second clip, not drop a 3-hour movie.
3-hour deuce.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it works. Because like I said, if I wanted to just watch Batman Begins, I would just watch Batman Begins. It would have nothing to do with Fortnite.
You don't want to watch Batman Begins, Terry. Don't lie.
No, you're right. I don't.
But it depends on how they do it. I mean, and this is even way out there. I don't know how progressive this is, as it would be an annoyance. Maybe the game is just, like Bob said, playing in the background while you're running around doing stuff. But can you really pay attention to a movie and, watch your Buddy Six at the same time? I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds like ADD to the max. Like, you can't even fucking focus on what you're doing, whether it's watching the movie or playing the game, because the other one's there. The attention span, I don't know if it's just a generational thing, but that's not for me.
I have only watched a few things, through other media with people who are not in the house with me, and it was okay. It's not my preferred method, but if you have people who you guys have similar interests with that are not in the same state or not in the same city with you, and you guys want to enjoy a show, a movie, or a presentation or whatever together, then, you do what you got to do.
I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, I had a friend who suggested that we watch a TV series together from home. That we watch the TV series simultaneously and text back and forth about what we were seeing and hearing and feeling. We are no longer friends.
Was this gentleman homeless?
He couldn't have been, otherwise how would he watch the movie?
Well, after this episode, he became homeless.
I mean, texting, no, but on the phone or doing like something like this, where the three of us are on this screen, and then there would be a fourth screen where we're watching a movie. I could do that.
I can't find my.
I always see those commercials for like the VR where like people are like, watching a movie like VR and it's like they're virtually like sitting next to each other like in a theater while they're in VR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys want a VR movie with me?
I can't find my mic. I'm busy that night.
Aw.
All right. Well, this would definitely be a good time to remind our listeners that this episode of All Up in Your Geek is brought to you by The High Heeled Gamer, the Oprah of the nerd world. You can catch her on our website at thehighheeledgamer.com or on the Nacho Friends podcast every Wednesday at 8:30ish p.m. and the podcast on Thursdays. Boom. That boom didn't have enough boom behind it. Boom!
It was boomy enough.
Also, our generous sponsor, the High Heeled Gamer, is also or has already started a live Facebook show called The Breakdown. It's a broader look at comic book actors, writers, I said writers, and artists. A little bit more broad, but she does a really good job interviewing these guys. And I'm hoping, I haven't actually had a conversation with her about it yet, but I read this week that Michael Keaton is reprising his role as Batman in the Flash movie. And I'm hoping that there's some coverage about that because I am fucking stoked.
I'm Batman.
And soon to be followed by The Breakdown is Issues With, which will be hosted by Jeff Messer with the High Heel Gamer. And this is a look at a little bit more well-established comic book writers and artists. Boom again.
Boom. Before we get to Name That Game, gentlemen, I wanted to recommend a TV series that I had originally watched when it first came out in 2017. I watched the first season and I loved it.
Uh-huh.
And now there are 3 seasons available. It's a German show called Dark. Watch it. It's awesome.
It's called Dark, watch it? Or you're saying it's called Dark and we should watch it?
It's called Dark, period, end of sentence. You should watch it.
Got it.
So get on it. It's awesome. If you like sci-fi and that's your thing, this is for you.
Does Dark mean something in German?
I don't know German, so.
I take that as I don't know.
Yeah. Nick is night, isn't it? So that's all I got for you.
9.
9. It's time. It's time. It's Name That Game time. Now, this is the Name That Game that I had originally prepared for you gentlemen last week.
Mm-hmm.
Players control a ship traveling a path of varying shapes and lengths. The soundtrack consists of 26 songs, with the majority being performed by popular musical artists such as David Bowie, Garbage, Run DMC, Pink, Papa Roach, Blink-182, and Weezer in a variety of different genres. This was a music-based sequel developed by Harmonix and released for the PlayStation 2 in 2003. Gentlemen, name that game.
Wow. Read that first one again about controlling ships.
Players control a ship traveling a path of varying shapes and lengths.
And that is a lot of bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
And PlayStation 2, what year?
2003.
Wow. I mean, if it's a literal ship, then I am out because I don't really do vehicle games unless it's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but I said it was like a rhythm game, right?
I did not say that.
Oh.
And he's not confirming that either. Nice try, though, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was a music-based sequel developed by Harmonix and released for the PlayStation 2 in 2003.
Music-based sequel.
Musical-based sequel by Harmonix. See, I have a picture in my head of a PS2 box with a lot of different colors on it.
Yeah.
I remember that it was by Harmonix, but I can't remember the name of the fucking game. But it was like a psychedelic looking shit.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like Rez was kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with like music, but that was sort of like it was almost like a Guitar Hero or like where you had to sort of hit it to the beat. But I don't think it had those music tracks on it.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go music based, what the hell was music based in fucking
2003?
Right?
Yeah, because like So all that Guitar Hero shit came out like later. I think that's
later.
what they did. They must have done it after they did whatever the fuck this is.
Right, because Guitar Hero was the beginning of some shit, but before that there were others too, and this might have been one of them. But there was a Res and there was a Res 2, so
Yeah. Was there another game? It was like Amplitude. Was that another?
yeah. But I don't remember if there was an Amplitude 2.
Right. That's what's throwing me.
It was actually a pretty cool game, and actually that was like it had a little ship or a little something that you would control to go to the lines or whatever, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of it, but I remember it. Amplitude.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell I forgot that quick. Shit. Money's giving us that look, so I think we gotta
All right.
shit or get off the pot.
At that time, gentlemen, it's time. It's time.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you want to go with?
I don't think there's any harm with going with Amplitude.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
Amplitude.
Well done, gentlemen. Amplitude
Yes.
indeed,
Boom!
which was the sequel to Frequency.
Ah, that was all right.
Frequency. That's
That
the
was
one
the
I
other
was
one, yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Great,
Nice.
great game, Amplitude. If you haven't played it, you need to. And if you're a fan of Guitar Hero, this was Guitar Hero before Guitar Hero was Guitar Hero.
I mean, I've never
Yeah.
been a huge fan of that genre, but I remember playing Amplitude, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Good time.
Frequency was good, too.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite have the soundtrack that Amplitude did, though.
No. All right, well, that was a good one. See, we get the
well
W, bitches. The dub. That's what they call it in Fortnite, the dub. We got the dub. And with that, we're going to bring this episode to a wrap-up. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can keep your emails coming at allupinyourgeek@gmail.com. Follow us on all forms of social media at allupinyourgeek. And until next week, geek up.
Gobble, gobble.